Well, students, I'm excited to keep working on these abstract trees. Most of us need to finish up with marker, so I would like you to finish outlining anything. If there's something that you forgot to draw, you can draw it in there with your marker. If you miss a line, then we can just erase it with pencil, or erase it with your eraser. So finish up with your marker, then I would like you to do any erasing that you need to do. When you're done with that, then we're going to use the color wheel to figure out which colors you want to use for your tree. Now I'd like you to practice something called complementary colors, where we're going to pick either warm colors for the trunk and the branches and cool colors for the leaves, or cool colors for the tree and warm colors for the leaves. So I am going to do cool colors for my tree, and I would like you to practice doing a two-color mix. So you're going to pick two colors that are next to each other on the color wheel. So I'm going to choose to do blue, and what I would like you to do is I would like you to outline this shape. Do it neatly, take your time, and then if you press it on hard around the edges, then you can fill it in a little more lightly. That's going to help you get a good mix. Now, blue is next to green on the color wheel. Blue is next to purple on the color wheel. So I'm going to choose to do purple as my mix, so then I can press this on hard and I will get a purple-blue mix. So you could do blue and green, blue and purple. If you're picking a warm color, you could do red and orange. You could do orange and yellow. Pink is one that's the same as red, so you could do pink and red. You could do pink and orange. So those are the ones that I would work on by picking two that are next to each other. Now, in order to do this a little bit faster, you can just outline this, press it on hard, stay inside your line, then shade it in a little more lightly. Then move to the next one, press it on hard, around those edges, shade it in a little more lightly. Now I'm doing this quite a bit faster than you're gonna need to do it, because you're gonna have a lot more work time. So I would get all of these done. We're gonna pretend that I did all my triangles, because I'm just sticking with this one color and then this one mix. So I get them all done. That makes it a little bit quicker, so I'm not switching colors all the time. Once I have all of them done, so let's pretend that I did all of these triangles too, then I would do my mixes on these two. You can see that I'm trying to press it on hard so I don't have any white spots still showing within that color or within that shape. And then if you have all of those done, then you're gonna pick the opposite for your leaves. So since I did cool colors for my triangles, I'm gonna pick warm colors for my leaves. So that could be red, that could be orange, that could be yellow, that could be pink. And that will help complement it. Now, if you notice that you've got some white spots around these edges, you can always come back with that blue that I started with to fill that in, okay? Now, sometimes there's little pieces of oil pastel that are on here. Don't rub your hand on it, because it will smear the oil pastel. So as my warm color, I wanted to use orange. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use orange, and I'm gonna go around this line. I'm using the same idea as what I already did, where I'm gonna press it on hard around those edges, and I would go around this whole line. Once I'm done doing that whole line, then I see a little bit of color here. I'm gonna end up just shaking that off just a little bit. I don't want to end up having it smears. So you can just kind of pick it up. If this blue mixes into my orange, it's gonna turn it kind of brown. So here, I'm gonna just fill this in a little bit lighter, and orange is next to yellow on the color wheel. Orange is next to red on the color wheel, and orange is next to pink. So there's a lot of choices for that. So I'm gonna choose to do orange and yellow. I don't want any of this yellow to touch my blue because it will smear in and make it look kind of dirty. So that's why I'm kind of tracing around this. I can see a little bit touched. So here, I'm gonna press that on hard. That's gonna get my orange and my yellow mixed. Being really careful not to let this touch my other colors. Once I'm done with that one, then I would work on my next set of leaves. So if you end up getting your whole tree done, you could start working on some of the other shape plants and some of the details. I'm gonna continue to repeat something where if it's a shape, you're gonna color it. If it's a line, you're gonna trace it. So like if it's a line like this, I would just trace it. We're gonna do a lot of painting on it. But if it's a shape like this, then I would color it. So here, I'm gonna do this one the same as I did this, where I would outline all of these. And then with those, red is next to orange on the color wheel. So I could fill these in with orange. You're using a lot of the same ideas if you're working on your shapes. So if it's a shape, you can color it. If it's a line, you're gonna trace it. Please don't color all of the ground. Please don't color all of the sky, because that's gonna be saved for painting. Now, for this one, I'm gonna do just one little set of leaves here. If I did a warm color for that little plant, then I can do a cool color for my leaves. So blue is cool, and I could mix my blue then with green, and I think that kind of creates a cool mix as well. So that, I wanted to do this little example, so then you could do that as your bigger tree too. So if it's a line, trace it, like my horizon line. If it's a shape, like this spaceship, you can color it. Now let me flip over to this one. This one has all of the tree done. It has the whole thing done, but this is an example of the same color that I just did. So I used blue and purple for the tree, yellow and orange for my leaves. So I've got a cool tree with warm leaves. This one is the opposite. This one is warm colors for the tree and cool colors for the leaves. You can see all of this land and the sky has been painted. Same as this one. All of the sand here has been painted, the water's been painted. So I don't want you to color the whole thing because otherwise we won't have things to paint. So let's have fun working on these. The expectation is really just to get the tree done today. Any of the other background shapes we can work on next time.